Thank you so much. I wanted to thank The Economist for convening this very auspicious roundtable symposium. It was quite an impressive list of speakers. I'm actually questioning why I was invited. But, Greece is reshaping the energy landscape in Southeast Europe. And the way I look at it, they're doing it in a way that's making energy more secure, but also cleaner. And I think we have to approach this in sort of dual goals and dual responsibilities. For some reason, Europe had entrusted an overwhelming amount of their energy requirements. They sole sourced it. And they sole sourced it to an energy supplier nation that I think can be categorized as rather extortive in a geopolitical sense. I won't comment on whether that was a good decision or not. I think we can all draw our own conclusions. But I think first we have to look at this from a construct of energy transition, energy security, energy diversification. I don't think it's a good idea to sole source anything to one supplier. And Greece has taken a role by nature of its real estate, the fact that it had existing assets. It wasn't landlocked. Some of the challenges for a lot of countries in the Balkans were they were landlocked and they were getting their energy from Russia as there was no other feasible alternative. But Greece had existing infrastructure and had investments that they rolled out that they were able to intake energy, so they became a provider and an ever bigger, more important provider. So they're playing a very important role in energy security, transition, diversification. And I want to quantify this. Last winter, there was a real concern whether a lot of nations in the Baltics and Europe would have enough energy to keep the lights on, to have heating in homes and businesses. And Greece played a very responsible role in helping to ameliorate that challenge. I think 35% of Bulgaria's energy over the winter came from Greece in reverse flow. So Greece played a pivotal role, but one that was responsible. The second responsibility and goal that we have is decarbonization. Greece is making energy greener. There have been days over the summer where 100% of Greece's electricity came from renewables. Today, Greece is a top 10 country in Europe, between 50 and 60% coming from renewables. By the end of the decade, it will be 80%. And just as an aside, this is done with leadership. When I went to go visit the minister, who's been in the job for a couple of months on an official visit with my team, I have to tell you, I was struck by the focus that the minister and a team of technocrats had. They knew what they needed to do. They were pushing on renewables in a very real way because they see it as the future. More secure, more green energy, and not just for local consumption, but an energy provider for Europe because they see it as something that is stabilizing in the region. And, as Greece exports energy, they also get Russia's boot off of Europe's neck. And that's just good for stability in the region. Cooperation. We need to cooperate on these issues. We are interconnected, and I think it serves not only Europe, but the rest of the world when we have countries that are not only developing greener sources of energy, but they're exporting them, and we cooperate. These interconnectors, the one that is in Bulgaria, has already proven to be very, very useful. I'm very optimistic. We'll have one to North Macedonia. Not only will it strengthen the relationship between Greece and Macedonia, it, again, provides stability. And Greece, I think, is very capable and willing to do so. It's also important for European integration. And I think the Balkans need to be integrated into Europe. You know, last year I said something, and I want to repeat it. I think we, to a large degree, the West has failed the Balkans. I think we've promised them rapid EU, NATO ascension, Western investment. I think we've overpromised and underdelivered. And then we wonder why these countries are susceptible to malfeasance. We need to invest in the Balkans. We need to integrate them into Europe. We need to step up. And I think as Greece is well past the crisis, it could play what has been its traditional economic leadership role, economic diplomacy, energy diplomacy in the Balkans. And I think Southeast Europe will be well served by that. In a couple of weeks, USAID is going to sign an MOU with Greece that allows for a more integrated electricity policy in the region. And I'm going to be traveling to Moldova, Romania, and Bulgaria because I want to highlight how countries benefit by cooperation. Reverse flow and Greece's leadership is going to be very important to making sure that those countries, and eventually Ukraine, has a stable and clean energy source so they can rebuild their country. Very grateful to be with you and looking forward to what my colleagues on the panel have to say.